Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are unable to continue our broadcast.
Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm doing something a little different than I normally do with my other videos. Today I'm here to talk about, actually I've been playing Call of Duty lately a lot. I just got the new map pack for the game. And the title of this video is going to be basically deciphering the ascension story, because for all you guys who follow up through the Nazi zombie portion of the games, there's a storyline that goes behind every single Nazi zombie map. I've been doing my research on all of them, and I have a good idea of the whole story, although there are separate theories. But I'm here to talk about my theory that I think on ascension, and from what I've investigated on videos and forums. So, first of all, there's a couple key things I want to point out in this new map. The very first thing I want to say. First thing I want to say is, if you notice, Dr. Richthofen is not wearing his normal uniform. He's wearing like a astronaut suit. Now, another thing I want to point out is the map. The map itself is basically, from what I heard, from what I investigated, it's a Russian, I would say like a laboratory kind of place, kind of like the Reese, how the Germans were experimenting with the, what was it? The 115 stuff. Yeah, I forgot what it was called. But anyways, that's where the Russians were doing it. They somehow got a hold of this 115, and they started experimenting with it. So they started experimenting with monkeys. And if you listen to all the radios, there is a part where one of the scientists, he's like, oh yeah, they just put me in this some new field where I get to send monkeys into outer space. So these monkeys, they replaced dog rounds, because they were experimenting with the monkeys with the 115. I keep forgetting what it's called. I want to say Subject 115. I can't remember it. It's killing me. So they switched dog round with monkeys. Okay, another thing I want to talk about, perks now. They have all the same perks, except they gave us 2 new perks. First, they gave us the PhD flopper. And what that does is, basically when you jump off a certain height, you hit the ground and you're like a massive explosion. It's pretty good for like hordes of zombies. The second perk they gave us is stamina. It's basically like lightweight and marathon put together. It's really good if you're trying to get out of sticky situations with these zombies. So those perks, from what I was investigating, the story behind those is the Russians were experimenting with the element. That's what it was, element 115. And they're making these new perks like the PhD flopper and the stamina, because they wanted to see, they're like, okay, well, we started experimenting with the weapons, and I'll get to the weapons in a second. They want to start experimenting with the human bodies, which they made these perks. Alright, so the weapons. Alright. There's, I want to say like 2, maybe 3 weapons. First weapon they have, which a scientist made, and I'll get to it in a second, they mention it in the radios, is the Gersh device. Basically, this is it's a mime, basically, and you have it, you throw it on a wall, and it's a black hole. It opens up in a black hole and it sucks in zombies. So it sucks in zombies and it kills them instantly. but you could. A lot of people didn't know this. I didn't even know this for like the first week when the mask came out. Now I just figured this out today. You could actually jump inside the black hole and it will teleport you. The story behind this is that probably the scientists in this Russian place were trying to use this Gersh device for their soldiers as an experiment for a short-range teleporting device in like wars and stuff. That's why they were using that. Another thing to have is like one of those dolls that you open up and it's another doll inside, and you open it up again and it's another doll. You throw that on the ground and like it just keeps opening up, and it's just this big chain reaction. There's a story behind that. Not too sure about it, but if I find out more, I'll put it in the description box. Okay, I'm trying to think what else. Basically, they have all the other weapons. Okay, so anyway, so if you listen to all the radios, there's 6 radios. So, 6 radios, and basically, they're like talking about these 2 scientists and how he's going through his process of working with the element 115. And how there's this one scientist who's getting really iffy and strange. So, towards the last radio, he's like, oh, I just finished the Gersh device or something like that. And he's like, will you do the honors? So he throws down the Gersh device or whatever, they open it up, you hear it. And all you hear is, oh, no, 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 screaming. Basically, one of the scientists, what I'm thinking from my theory, gets trapped in the Gersh device and it teleported somewhere. And then the other scientist is laughing at the end. But what I think is he's possessed. He's probably possessed by Samantha. And if any of you guys are familiar with who Samantha is, it's Dr. Maxis's daughter. Which was, Dr. Maxis was Dr. Richthofen's, basically his co-buddy when they were working on element 115 back in Doris. And, not Kino Dertoten, and Shino Numa. So then, basically, he gets sucked in, and then he finally realizes what he does, and he's like, oh no, what I do, and, you know, it just ends right there. There's still more to learn about this, but I will look more into it. But, as for music, my next video I'm going to decipher the music, because I remember in the last one, the Kino de Toten, not a lot of people know this, but the music basically was like Samantha talking. A lot of people didn't know that because they just, oh, cool music, I'm about to like own some zombies and stuff. Yeah, totally. No, there's a song in this one and you have to listen to it, so I'm going to try to decipher the song. It may take a little while, but I'll do it. I have time in school, whatever. Okay. So, another thing, how you activate the song is there's 3 teddy bears located around the map. So, yeah. You just activate them and whatever. You get the music. Another thing I want to point out is the landers. I haven't really learned much about the landers, but just other than from what I think is that they were just working on like ways of getting across, zooming in, getting across the map, not the map, but you know, their station area. And then there's another thing, the map's black and white for the first couple minutes until you get the power on, and then to get to the Pack-a-Punch machine, you have to use all these landers, basically. And then you go back to where you turn on the power, and a rocket launches up. You have to go where to the rocket launches, and you have to kind of go inside, and the Pack-a-Punch will be there. But there's one huge thing that not a lot of people seen yet. There's a giant Easter egg on this map. It's basically like a puzzle. You hear the first words for the puzzle when you first get it on the map. You have to go to the lower bottom and look at a certain window, and you'll hear the scientist, basically from what I think, the scientist who got trapped in the Gersh device, maybe? I don't know. But he's trapped. Basically, he's trapped with Samantha or something. Or he's trapped somewhere and Samantha's trying to get at him in a bad way. And he's like, oh, please help me, please help me. I'll record the first thing to that because it's a long puzzle. It could take you probably a good game. But the whole Easter egg is basically you have to go around the map doing all these puzzles, and basically there's 4 nodes. And you have to do all these 4 nodes. The first one is just you have to get a Gersh device over outside the boundaries of the map to get a not a teleporter, a generator. The third part is during monkey rounds you have to go to each perk machine, and there'll be buttons that appear. This is where you need 4 people. You need 4 people to press those 4 buttons that appear at once. That's hard. The third part to this is tricky. You need to go around the map, and there's basically, I think I messed up here, but you have to go to these little like televised kind of things with TVs on them. You gotta activate them. I think that's way before all these things. And basically I think I missed a step. Oh no. And then basically, yeah, after all that happens, you go on the landers, and then you gotta start going on the landers in a certain order. And then after you do that, you will fly up on the landers, and there's letters that will appear that spell out something. I forgot what it's called. I'll put it in the description box. And you have to go on them in a certain order, and then after you're done with that, you have to get 2 upgraded ray guns, 1 doll, 1 Gersh device, 1 upgraded thunder gun, and 1 torque bow upgraded. Basically, you gotta go to one of these landers, and there'll be like a broken lander in one of the areas, and it'll light up with 4 lights. There'll be like a little projection on the ground, and you go out to it, and the guy will say, we need more power for the mechanism. So what you do is you throw down a Gersh device, and you gotta shoot all these different power weapons at one time. And I guess it just generates this power, and then towards the end the guy's like, oh, thank you, you saved me, blah blah blah, and the map gets all black and white, and what do you know, all 4 of you guys have death machines. Crazy. But this map has so much stuff behind it. It's crazy. I will put little video clips here and then, but for any of you guys who's watching it, thank you. If I find out any more information, I'll let you guys know. My next video, I'm going to decipher the music, but stay tuned for any more news. This is just one thing I'm talking about, just talking about the things, that's going on in this map, and telling you, what I know so far. But there's other good theories out there too. And yeah, peace out.
Now honor corridors. Without light, darkness rules. Please, help me. She's coming. The mechanism must be repaired. Who are you?